G'day and welcome back to ShadowRan Hong Kong. I think we are approaching the point where we can actually confront the elders. We just need to head to Magpie Stockroom. That is, yeah, we're searching for the killer. We got the stockroom. Last time around we went to the sewers, or the storm drain. It's sewers. We killed some Russian gangsters there and got some more info. We did lose a drone in the process, so alas, the Doberman is out of commish, but we'll cope somehow. We did somehow not get anything we could sell, which is kind of a pity. I should use I should use this if I can. Yes, it should be usable outside of combat, so how do I do this? Isabel? Seriously, how do I actually use it outside of combat? Activate. Aha! And then Gobbet is nearly dead. So let's, yeah, you can see Gobbet not in good shape. So let's have that used on her. Always use your companion items before you use your own, because your companion items restock for free, and your items do not. Duncan, actually, you know what? Duncan also heal Gobbet with that. Let's see. Let's see how much you will heal with this. Let's heal Gobbet with that and you with the other one. That seems like a better choice. Activate Duncan. There we go. Alrighty. Now let's get into that stockroom. Because, you know, nothing bad will come from this. So, stockroom obviously looted, and someone's living in it. Really? So let's start with looking at the food. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered in a light soy marinade. Yes, like raw pork. Yeah, Poking at the raw meat, you discover it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has a faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. No, we're not gonna eat some, because I'm pretty sure I know what that meat is. Let's, not do anything hasty. Okay, this box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with the collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There's no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown together haphazardly. Among the contents are charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. Let's examine the mask. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white. The surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained a deep black. And the charms? The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or fortune written in Japanese. I think they're meant to be returned after a year too, so I'm not sure about that. Interesting. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up toward the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset. Beside a deep blue river, 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore, as a man rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the skyline, 1 large temple and a 5-tiered pagoda. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance, the sound of the door's latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stockroom. Sup, buddy? You got a sword? You got red armor? Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is ashen grey, his eyes dead white, his teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man. This is a ghoul. The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, A hired gun, no doubt brought to bear against me by the Wampoan elders, a means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? Well, you don't seem interested in eating me. Yes, I'm not only talking, I'm reasoning as well, and since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, the breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing the Wampoan elders. You are correct. I have killed all the Wampoan elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. What does Gaichu mean? Harmful insect. It's a name I have taken for myself since the word is often applied to pests, especially ones who drink blood, such as leeches and mosquitoes. The first character means injury or evil influence, and the second means insect or worm. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I'm not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Wampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide, no police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill me or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. The other elders were having problems with one of their number. An elder named Magpie had been holding hostage many of their plans, and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Wampoans at large. Offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Wu shoots you a sidelong glance, tusks bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, Ranneko? It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth, claws, and bad manners, I expect. Gaichu's tone is amused despite the harshness of his rasping tone. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. You're the kind of monster that devour a family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, Ranneko? He's just like them. The 162s were a gang, were in the Barrens. Like, that makes a bit of difference. Go on then, talk to the monster, but I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe you were speaking of the Elder's plan to have me kill Magpie. Surely you must be a little curious about that. You didn't clean up all of her blood. I found some in her drain. Ah, unfortunate. I thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands must have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants in the drain. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic top, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waves a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends on the consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. Yeah, so ghouls in Shadowrun actually just, for some reason, no one knows why exactly, require raw metahuman flesh to survive. Not huge amounts, but enough. They are inextricably cannibals. There's no choice in that. They also have a tendency to be literally mindless monsters. But there's a nation of ghouls, and there are humanitarian organizations that are trying to research a way of creating synthetic flesh that still can be eaten by ghouls for this purpose. Not a great deal of success as far as I'm aware, and this game is set in the 2050s, and the Shadowrun timeline is into the 2070s, and I don't think there's been a great deal of success, so yeah, there's still problems. But why kill the other elders then? I contacted the elders, not in person of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, it would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hisses the next words across his clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleared out the other Wampons under some pretense. I'm not sure what ruse they'd used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. I saw the scarring on the concrete from bullets and a blade. You killed them with a sword? I had in my hands, yes. My blindness precludes the use of ranged weapons. Unfortunate, since I was an excellent shot before I became infected, but my skills in grappling and kenjutsu have only increased. A battle of swords is a clash of souls. Mine was stronger than theirs, and they perished. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Wampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I'd hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and they could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt, and yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Wampoans started, or will you treat me with the same humanity I have shown you? Let me ask you some questions. Very well, what would you like to know? Is this from your armor? Ah, yes, I felt a ragged edge on one shoulder blade. I assume it was removed when one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. The hazards of war include unkempt attire, unfortunately. Did you eat the elders? Some of them, not all. My condition requires I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. Why would the elders have you killed rather than paying you? Any number of reasons. They're notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination towards profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be they simply did not like me. Why wouldn't they like you, Gaiju? You're such a charming fella. The net result is the same, however. They reneged on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent, blood must be paid, and as they hired you to kill me, they have obviously not learned their lesson. And if I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders and anyone else they send to exterminate me. It's a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. I made my decision. Oh, what then will you do? How will the story end? Come work with me. I'll be your face. A curious offer. I'm one of the elders. Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? I want to see what they have to say first. But I would counsel you not to believe their words. But you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most of the pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Wampoa without being noticed. Okay, so here we go. We got ourselves another party member. And assuming this all works out, it will be another party member in perpetuity, shall we say. It doesn't increase our slots, unfortunately. We never get 5 runners normally, but it does let us, do this. And oddly enough, all the stores are closed, so we just chat with these peeps. And the hope is to get through this without having to murder everyone, but sometimes it won't work out. As you approach, Elder Ng's eyes widen, her mouth falls open, and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You brought this thing into our home? Quick, kill it before it kills us. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here? And why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I'm not an it, and your elders know this intimately. Gaiju bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face. Good evening, Elder. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you're learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, whoa. What the hell's going on here? Can someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had... the elders have been lying to the rest of the Wampoans. We would never lie to the Wampoans. Our role is to protect this community, not to lie to it. What proof do you have to back up your claims? I'm interested to hear what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Ranneko. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that's what makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin, this creature that feasts on metahuman flesh, that kills and dismembers our tribesmen? You are a naive and foolish man if that's the case, and spits on the ground in front of Gaichu. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? Well, please, it matters where an elder is accused of breaking our laws. The other elders generally judge them. It matters where all of them have been accused. I am authorized to act as a judge. Make your case, ShadowRunner. Well, here's Magpie's necklace from the storm drains. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost down in storm drains must number in the tens of thousands per year. While it's unusual, it's hardly evidence of foul play. There's also a large amount of blood in that shower drain. So what? Perhaps you cut yourself and watched it cut off. Or perhaps you're mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. It's sure a guess. Even if it is her blood, it doesn't prove the elders hired this ghoul to kill her. The elders have always protected the Wampoa to the best of her ability. And also, you know, she hasn't been seen in a month by anyone, and she wouldn't just disappear like that. That might be unlikely, but it's hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I won't sit by and idly and listen to these accusations without any concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight with the HKPF? How do you mean? What does that have to do with the elders and the ghoul? Well, you Wampoans don't allow police inside the area. Why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting on non-Wampoan. That was enough evidence for us to allow them in. That doesn't add up. Why would the police ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before. They've always tried to force their way in. It just doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down the ghoul? Preposterous, Potter. You know what this community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. This ghoul has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He's still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. I don't see any way to explain that. So I didn't get to do the rest. That's kind of a pity. This ghoul is a monster for how he killed Tong and the others. So let's go with... Tong's body was a mess, true, but he died quickly, or do we do this? He died quickly from a sword blow to the neck. I struck Tong down with a single blow from my sword. The mess made of the body was to send the elders a message, but I had no desire to make Tong suffer. At any time, and the other elders could have made amends and the killings would have ended. Instead, they hired a ShadowRunner to kill me. It's not about cruelty. It's about sending a message. That's not what I would have expected looking at the body. You killed him before you dismembered him? That's right, and I killed the other elders in a similar fashion. There was no cause to prolong their suffering. The message was for the living elders, not the dead. If the elders wished to treat me like a monster, I would terrorize them like one until they paid reparations for their mistake. Come on, you can't possibly believe this crazy story. It's insane. Tong wasn't tortured. There was no actual residue of pain or fear. He didn't even feel the blow. That's correct. I struck a single blow while his back was to me. His death was instant. Regrettable that he had to die for your folly, but necessary to protect my reputation. You cannot believe what these people say. They are not to be trusted. Even if it is true, he still killed Tong. Maybe so, but a monster would not take Tong's suffering into account. He may be a killer, but he's not heartless. And it was, a deliberate sham. Yes. I believe you. The blood smeared on the walls, removal of his skin, that's a scene designed to evoke horror, not the scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We've dedicated ourselves to protecting the Wampoan tribe and everyone who lives in Wampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who only tried to end the killings? You've been duped, Porter. You and this ShadowRunner. I concur. You know me, Porter. You know what kind of person I am. I wouldn't be part of the killing of another elder. I can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we had to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this ghoul ourselves. Dang narrows his eyes at you, hissing. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I won't tolerate this kind of insult. Yeah, well, the elders were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. That's right, you even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the red spear gangers were moving in and to leave them alone. Why'd you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the red spears. They're dangerous, that's why I wanted you to deal with them directly. And Magpie's gear was missing. Obviously missing. Why didn't Ip tell me that? He would have had to have noticed. And Magpie's shop's locked up. Why didn't he want me investigating? Pure supposition. Do you think it proves something that I didn't notice the equipment was missing? Magpie's shop is a horrible mess. Tang, you did a full inventory of Magpie's matrix servers. You assured us everything was running and fine. You'd be able to continue our work. I find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching our stock. That's all I got. Alright, I think I have an idea of what's going on here. And what do you believe the real story is? Gaichu seems to be telling the truth. Elders, too many facts don't add up. You are obviously hiding something, possibly a great deal from the rest of the tribe. I'm sorry, I'll have to take you into custody until the community can decide the extent and manner of your punishment. That would seem appropriate to me, especially given they kept this charade even to you, one of their most trusted citizens. Don't you dare talk to me like that, Ip, Beast. Ip begins to raise his weapon. Ip, no, don't make this worse than it is. Thank you, Ranneko. I'll make certain that justice is meted out. You're free to go, and I'll ensure payment's delivered to you, so long as you take Gaichu here with you. I can't have him staying here. He'll be coming with me. Alrighty. We got through that without a fight. If we don't satisfy it, I'm pretty sure there's a fight at the end. Okay, as you exit the Wampo into the sweltering night air of Kowloon streets, Gaichu turns to face you. I confess, I'm unhappy with the decision to allow the Wampoan elders to live. We should have killed them if for no other reason, to maintain our reputation. If you're going to run on this team, you'll have to accept my decisions. I spoke impertinently, and it will not happen again. You have my apologies. From this point forward, my sword is yours, no matter what decisions you make. Yeah. So, Gaichu will literally be loyal to us regardless of our decisions. We can be an absolute jerk and he'll stick with us. I'm assuming we aren't an absolute jerk to him, I assume. But generally don't play jerk characters, so yeah. Shall we leave this place? I'm eager to be done with Wampo Garden. Yep, that's all good. We got 2 karma from that. Let's just get out of here. That took a while, and we had a couple of fights that were probably unnecessary. But it all worked out in the end. Let's get out of here. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get an opportunity to buy anything, but whatever. The MTR rockets noiselessly towards Heioi along the edge of Kowloon Bay. The black water glistens in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares sightlessly out of the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and Port Alam is in your debt. You have a new ally in the Spectre of the Wampoans. Sometimes, everything goes right on a job. You count yourself lucky. This was one of those times. Okay. So, where are we at? What are we doing? So what we'll do is we'll check the mission computer. Next episode, and sleep if we can. And next episode we'll be chatting with as many people as possible. Karma gained 8. Ooh, nice. I mean, obviously, because it costs more and more to increase things, it's definitely something that we won't feel the progress as quickly, but since basically everything we care about is an int, it'll work out fine, probably. Maybe, hopefully. So, we're not spending that karma. We don't... Oh, wait, yes. We do have a level 2 option for Gaichu. So Gaichu can have a defensive ability which increases armor and dodge, or the claw ability Rip to do extra damage. Active defense costs 1 AP. Or more damage. Armor 2? I assume that's not armor minus 2? I hope it's not armor minus 2? And yeah, so we'll get... So this side is like the ghoul side, and this is the red samurai side. Yeah, well, in fact, it even says that. So, metal stance gives like cover bonus, or katana attack. So this will actually make him more effective when he's out attacking people. I mean, we can swap freely between the two. I think I'm going to go with the rip ability. And, oh right, yes, of course. Rakta. He can increase movement speed. We can increase movement speed or accuracy. I'm going to go with accuracy. Yes. Great. Alrighty. So, now let's get to our mission computer. And yeah, as I said, next time round we will have our chats with everyone. Well, first we'll have a conversation with every companion, and then we'll have a conversation with the various people around the town. So, your workstation and mission computer. Excellent. Check inbox for new messages. These we'll have a look at next time. Oh, wait, no, we'll have firstly a look at open the jobs directory, claim payment for the Wampoa Garden murders. You submit the job as finished and wait the response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. From kindly chained to Ranneko. The Wampoans tell me they've ousted all of their council of elders, something to do with you exposing their efforts to cover up their own mess. It isn't the resolution I expected, but I think it's acceptable. If there's one thing I don't trust, it's people who won't pay what they owe. Thankfully, the Wampoans are more reliable than her allies, and so am I. Your payment is attached. I missed how much money we got. About 1,600. Not ideal. I would like more money. Okay. So, what we've got is pending jobs. No. Let's have a look at the BBS. Search BBS for relevant keywords. No, we'll look at that particular thing next time. Claim payment for sold data, so our exotic animal contacts. We got ourselves 270 million after fees. That's not bad. That brings us up to just shy of 2,000. Yeah, 1,900. Okay. Then we will check our we'll check the jobs directory, view all pending jobs. Open jobs directory, view all active jobs. Really? Wait. What am I doing wrong? Huh. There should have... I guess we look at the messages. Read the messages and do that. Alright. Let's look at the messages, and then we'll look at the BBS, and then we'll do everything else next time. Okay, welcome to the Shadows, Ranneko. I have received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He is interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Taipo. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. Screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced by the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Cheng. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regard to things not legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Liu Ha decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Taipo. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He had a snag with the local government, however. They suspected that his estate was built on... may have pre-modern architectural artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from Song Dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations, ensure everything was properly recorded and catalogued. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several acres of catacombs and at least and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the previous Song Dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tantien Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tantien, who then leased it back to him. Because Tantien is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you could call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call this museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being any actual emperor buried there is basically nil, but he doesn't care anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations using Tantian contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing only to be found dead several days later. Whatever's down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tapped, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. Last thing I heard was about him. Heard him talking about where a pair of ancient texts the workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can carry out the books and whatever else. Beyond the two texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that will suppress Liu's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalogue of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I prefer they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know if you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. There you have it. Nice, simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know if you're ready to proceed, and I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Okay, so we actually can accept multiple jobs. We just read the things. Excellent! I've attached directions to Leah's estate from this message. Good luck! Don't fuck it up! So what we do is we go to our inbox and we read all of these. And that's definitely what we will do. But we will do that as kind of an addendum to everything else next time. Until then, have a great day. Bye.